Now, on this show, we're all about spreading the news of amazing people who do amazing things. I love this part of the show.
Yeah.
This week's Greatest Britain is Tasha Ghouri.
Now, you might recognise the very beautiful Tasha as a former contestant from Love Island, but as she's proven, she has utilised her platform to be so much more than that. Tasha was born deaf and received her cochlear implant when she was just 5 years old.
Today, she is not just a fashion model and a dancer, but also a cochlear implant mentor, as she's campaigning to spread awareness for the deaf community and normalising deaf accents.
And a big, big welcome to Tasha Ghouri, who joins us in the studio now and is our Greatest Britain of the Week.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for having me.
Did you not know you were the Greatest Britain?
Is it what I say?
Did you not know you were the Greatest
No, I
Britain?
didn't actually.
Well,
No.
lovely surprise.
Love
that.
Well, really good to have you with us. So what I loved about you on Love Island and since is you owning your deafness as your superpower. You have really made this into such a positive thing in your life, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so important to me when I go on the show for representation, especially on TV. You don't see it much nowadays, but the world is changing. And, yeah, I just wanted to be sharing that message that you can be who you want to be, you can go for what you want, no matter what disability you have.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what, just for people who don't know, what is a cochlear implant?
So a cochlear implant is very different to hearing aids, for example. So hearing aids are there to amplify sounds. You don't need to have an operation, whereas cochlear implant, you also have an internal part. So surgery takes about 7 to 8 hours.
Wow.
So you also have the internal and external, so the outer earpiece. And it's quite clever, it's very complicated surgery. I don't really know the scientific words behind it, but, yeah, basically got a magnet in my head, and when the coil attaches to the magnet, it activates the hearing. So I don't really hear from my ear, I hear through the implant.
Wow, and you had that put in when you were 5 years old?
Yes, I was 5, yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very young.
Incredible. So a lot of this is stemming off the back of a viral video that you did recently on TikTok, and you did a video without your cochlear implant in, is that correct?
Yes.
And you had such a wonderful reaction. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so on TikTok, I just thought, you know, do the typical get ready with me's, and normally I do it without my cochlear implant, but I always pull it in to do the video. And I thought, you know what, why do I keep doing that? Because that's not really me, and I want to show my reality. So I want to start normalising deaf accents because it's so important to share that awareness and the reason why people's voices may sound different because of their disabilities. I was so nervous to post it, but I'm so excited. I'm so glad that I did because the response was just incredible. And it goes to show how important my voice is in this industry, and I want to keep using it.
Yeah, it is so important to raise that awareness. What is the difference between when you're wearing the cochlear implant and when you're not?
It's quite interesting because when I take it out, I actually can't hear myself. So I'm literally like, I don't know if I'm talking too loud, if I'm shouting or being too quiet. I can't hear the tone, but I can feel my voice goes deeper because I can feel the vibration from my throat. Whereas I pull it in, obviously I can hear my own voice. I feel like I sound a bit higher, a bit more high-pitched. But it's very interesting to see a difference, and it's a massive difference as well. A lot of people say it's like, without my implant, it's like ASMR kind of voice. So I think it's a good thing.
Lovely. We love a bit of ASMR.
So take us back to school.
Yeah.
What was it like at school? How did it affect your learning? Because I know you're campaigning for sign language at school.
Yeah, I mean, at school, it wasn't really accessible, I would say. I was the only deaf student in my whole school. At the time, I was fluent in BSL, but when I went to high school, no one knew BSL, so I had to force myself to use my speech more. And in that situation, I could feel quite isolated, and teachers would turn away from me. I lip read a lot. I get put at the back of the class when I should be at the front, really. Little things like that wasn't taken into consideration, and that's why I've been campaigning for BCSE to become a GCSE course, which hopefully will be next year. And it'll be so much more effective because one day in your life you will bump into someone that uses BSL, and you genuinely will.
Just for people who don't know, can you just say what BSL is?
It is British Sign Language, that's what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So how do you deal with people that perhaps aren't so very nice online? Because you've had such a positive reaction now, but I know in Love Island, perhaps it wasn't always the case.
Yeah, it wasn't. Definitely was not the case. I think whilst I was on the show, I had a lot of ableism, and about my voice especially, there's comments like, I want to rip out a cochlear implant, throw it in the pool. Very, very brutal things like that. But I think for me, coming out the show, I tend to enter positive. I don't like negativity. I'm very, OK, let's educate. I'm going to use my platform and use it for the better. The amount of people that actually changed their opinion and was like, oh, I didn't know that, is because it goes to show there's not enough education and awareness about cochlear implants or the deaf community. So it goes to show that actually I used it I used it to like fuel my fire to do better, and I used it as motivation to do better in this world.
Your attitude is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Like, literally.
Well, this is what I was going to say. You look at Love Island, and Dr. Alex George was on the show, and he's done so well using his platform. And what you're doing is excellent. He ended up really doing amazing. If you just keep going, and there's no doubt in my mind that you will make such a huge impact.
Thank you.
So, I love that you take that negativity and just literally throw it away. It's hard to do, but if you can master that now, mate, your future's awesome.
Do you find that a challenge in your mind to switch that? Because that would make me want to cry if I was reading those kind of things about myself.
It's horrible.
You must have to have quite a thick skin, but also you are such a strong person in your mind to be able to twist that and think, no, these people are ignorant, they need educating, and I can do that.
Yeah, I think I've always had quite a thick skin. Don't get me wrong, I'm also sensitive. I'm quite a sensitive person. But I think going through what I did, I went through many obstacles in my life and a lot of mental situations where I was really at the lowest of low. That made me stronger and gave me more thick skin, and my family and friends around me massively support me, and I was very lucky to come out and they were there for me. And I believe that if you surround yourself with positive people that support you, it'll help you get through it more.
Do you know what I love about you as well, Tasha, is we're seeing, if you're watching us on the telly, if you're listening on the radio, I'll describe it to you. Tasha does share a lot on her Instagram and on TikTok. You actually wearing the cochlear implant, don't you? Do you think that visibility is really important as well on your platform?
Absolutely. I think I even get messages nowadays saying, I feel confident to wear my hair up because of you, like I saw you wearing your hair up. So it goes to show that using our platform really helps people, and that makes me happy, is the fact that if I can make one person find their confidence or feel happy, then that's made my day, because that's all I want to do. I want them to find that inner confidence and embrace their disability.
And Tasha, you met the lovely Andrew, didn't you, on Love Island? How are you both?
Yeah, great. A year and a half later, we're still together. Yeah, it's been amazing, and it's just been incredible. He's so kind, and he's been there for me throughout, and it's so amazing to find someone that truly loves me for me, and especially with my cochlear implant. He's so invested, and he really loves it. He loves it.
I mean, he loves it so much, he's so supportive of you, that he's actually got a tattoo of your cochlear implant, hasn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I think we have a picture of it. So just explain this tattoo, because it's just got the most beautiful meaning, hasn't it?
So basically, it is "I love you," but it's actually an American Sign Language. That sign, the cochlear implant is wrapped around. He literally came home one day. He was like, "Oh, I was going for a tattoo, but I had no idea what I was going to get." He came home and he showed me. I could not believe it. Like, that's all I ever wanted in my life, was someone just to really embrace that.
That's love. That is love.
And had he had any experience of deafness or the deaf community before you, or has he just learnt it all being with you?
He's learnt it all being with me. I was the first person in his life that wears cochlear implant, is deaf, and he always wants to learn, and he's always been there for me, even when he came out of Love Island. He was really helping me turn it into a positive and not be so negative about the trolls and
I'm going to try and do some sign language.
Oh, go on.
So, thank you for everything.
Oh.
Thank you for coming. Is that right?
Yeah.
And one that I shouldn't say to you, because we've only just met, but I'll say to you guys, is I love you.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
an
right?
American Sign Language, that one, not British Sign Language.
So what's British on that?
So, actually, I love you.
I love you.
I can do that.
Exactly.
One. Yeah, I love you. Well, I love you, and thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You
thank
are
you so much.
incredible, and
Thank
you just used your platform just for the most incredible cause. And thank you so
Keep
much.
going.
It will help
Thank you
so
for
many
having me.
people. Thank you, Tasha.
Thank you.